I'm sorry about that interruption. Basically, I've asked for SSI. I've lived on GR for like since 2000, I don't know, a couple of years, 5 years, 4 years, something like that. I've lost everything, and I wish it was like for drugs or for an addiction or something, because it'd be a lot easier. I knew when the things started getting bad, when nobody started helping me, that every door I went to, unless I had cash at hand, there wasn't anybody that's going to take out my implants. So I missed out on my birth of my children. I mean, my grandchildren. I have two now. I don't know how old they are, but it's been years, so they're about probably 3 or 4. I got to see my son graduate this year, but because he knows his mom's sick, he got a small scholarship to go to school, and he had a job and everything. And then when he saw his mom turn worse, he's not in school now, not in college, and he's not working, and he wants to come see me. And basically, you know, his dad was a really bad person, and I don't want to say that, because if you ever see this, you know, his dad hit me over the head with a mag flashlight when I was a showgirl. And basically, if you know what Stockholm Syndrome is, it's basically somebody forcing you to stay hibernated in your house. You can't go anywhere. They keep you from having friends. And that's what my son is living through by himself. But at the time, it was my daughter, me, and my son. And therefore, he has no support. So I feel for my son, and I don't know what to do, you know, because he'll probably end up committing suicide. He's not strong. He's a lot like me. He loves, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he stays strong. I hope he meets somebody. And my dream is that, unfortunately, I don't have any money, so I can't ever see my son or my children or anything, or they could ever live with me again. But unfortunately, I supported everybody for years. I had my own business, my own tanning salon. You know, I worked every single day, and that man never worked a day. So he just basically took the money and spent it. But I got the leisure of having to be with my friends. I mean, my son, my children, until my daughter was 14. And my daughter started acting out, started noticing that he was treating me so bad, and it was wearing on me. So he sent my daughter home, and then the next day, like 2 days later, I was shaving my legs, and I was depressed. I felt like my heart, I felt like I died the day my daughter left. I felt so, it's been the worst feeling I ever had, is to have to send my daughter away. But then he hit me over the head with a mag flashlight, and I had a big hole in my head. And I fell forward into the bathtub. So he opened the door really quick, and I turned around, I go, hey, and he hit me in the head. And I fell forward, and I tried to get out of the bathtub because he left the door open, and I looked up in the hallway, and I saw the light. And I just sat there, and I went to pull my leg up, and my leg moved down forward. And I slid more under the water, so I started drinking the water, and I was like, I knew I was going to drown. But I was told by Michael Agron, the only reason why I'm alive today is because the water turned cold. And I knew that I had to get my son out of bed. I put him to bed at 9, and his dad gets off at 11, because he was indicted for embezzling money and taking money, and he ended up working at this convenience store that I got him a job after he did his time. He was embezzling money before that from my store, my business, but you know, I knew that he was going to go to jail, and that's when I was going to leave him, and I was going to move to Tennessee and get away from him and move my business and everything, or sell it. But I had enough time. I had enough to be able to move. But unfortunately, he lied and said he was going to take me out there to deliver him to Taft, and he was going to kill me out there. Unfortunately, I wouldn't take him out there. So I ended up living that one, but he ended up hiding out in town, watching me, seeing what I was doing. Weird things were happening, so I moved in a couple that was homeless, and I moved somebody in that was basically a drug user. Because I could only trust people that did drugs because they were more aware. And so I gave them the master bedroom, and I went out and slept in the garage, and I made a room out there in the third garage, and I slept out there because too many things. I had a gun put to my head. I was robbed. The lines were cut in my trailer where I was at. There was more attempts. My best friend was killed. Legend. And with an unrecognizable device. She was dating him. And too many people were popping up dead around him. Then there was burglaries, robberies done at the stores where he was working. And I can't prove it, but it kills me that my son is basically, I had dreams all the time since I was sick that he was going to kill him. He was going to basically take his social security number, and then because he does that, he takes their credit, builds credit, takes other people's, assumes identity, and basically he had me change my name to Diamond Rose so it could be Damon Rose. So I'm sure my credit's destroyed, even though I haven't never tried to apply for credit for a long time. But since I left Vegas, and that's been since 2008, Dr. Agron King brought me up here because he felt my life was in jeopardy. I was hiding out in the back of a shed in his 60-unit mobile park, and for about a good week. So I couldn't go home. If I went home with no money, I had to pay an ultimate price, and it wasn't a beating. It was things way worse. He would call the police, say I was drinking, and I would go to jail. They said I was hostile or something, and then I'd end up holiday weekends, 3-day weekends, So he made sure my car wasn't licensed, so I had to have fake tabs. He kept all the money, so I just basically stopped, and I stopped helping because I couldn't do it anymore. I was getting sick. My implants were breaking down, and I was getting burns, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I was supposed to go up and have them removed, and he wasn't going to let me take the time off. He wasn't going to let me fly up there. He wanted to make sure that he got as much money from me as possible. And then when that didn't work, he attached himself to my best friend, Sarah, because Sarah and I were the top money makers. We used to make $2,000 or $3,000 in a night, sometimes 3 or 4. So one weekend, I made $10,000, and then I made $2,000 on a Sunday. So it was the Super Bowl weekend, and we never slept in the same room. So he never loved me, but I dearly love my son. But unfortunately, I'm not going to get any help, and I've lost everything. My belongings were taken out of my storage a couple weeks ago, and I went to go pay it, and they had cleaned it out. They told me who they saw do it, and basically I've had men just take everything I've had, everything I've owned. If I couldn't give them my money, then I don't know. It's been 16 years I spent giving that man money, and I never got anything out of it. My family wouldn't help me. I had nowhere to go. There was nobody to help me. He made sure I didn't have any friends, and I couldn't talk to the girls at work. They were always working, so I had no one. So my son's going through this right now, and I don't know what's going to happen to him, so it's really bothering me a lot. Because he has contacted me, and he goes, and every time he finds out, his dad, if I contact him, that my son's phone gets shut off and communication and stuff. So this is really upsetting for me. So I'm going to basically, I don't probably have a year left because the silicone's in my brainstem and in my cerebellum, because it leaks all the time in my son, and if I get upset, then it migrates even worse. So basically my heart's going to collapse, and I'm going to either have an aneurysm or a massive stroke. So I wanted to upload this to Facebook today because I had talked to some people, and there's some emails and stuff, and people want me to put my story up. So before I put my story up, I want to at least make a video so it's true. People have taken advantage of me. This last year, I worked for people and I've given people money for vehicles in trade. I trusted this lady, and I never got the vehicle. I worked for her for 6 months straight, you know, and I cleaned up this 2-acre lot that had like 4 or 5 big, huge sheds. It was all of our mom's belongings and stuff. In return, I was supposed to get a van, and I thought, well, I could drive myself back and forth, and I'd be able to, try and go to school. And I'm a CNA certified, and that's all I've ever done, in between, taking care. I've had cancer at 24, so I didn't really have a life. I've been with 2 men, and that basically have destroyed my life. And that's it. I've always been forced to do something that I did for my children, and now I can't support myself because I can't even work. So, and I've asked for help, and I'm living on the streets, and I've gone homeless, and I've lost everything. Everything's been taken from me. I've asked for help from GoFundMe. I've asked for help, people. And there's this man out in Illinois that left me. He left me like 4 years ago because I was too sick, and he said I could come out there, but he came out and saw me a couple months ago, and he said I could come out there, and he was going to marry me. He saw that I was doing better, but I'm not, and I'll probably never see him again. So, but my friend asked me, and sent the people the emails and stuff. They want me to talk to an attorney and to sue but I don't. I just want to be happy. So, because my 46th birthday is coming up, and New Year's and stuff, and it's gonna be really hard anyways. They want to put together my story on this network and post videos. So, and try and raise some money to maybe be able to see my son, and maybe safely him come stay with me. I don't know what's gonna happen, but he's not in a good place. So my daughter has 2 children, and she's in Washington, and my son's in Vegas. The person I want to be with more than anything in this world, and if my last wish, if I even only get 6 months out of this, or less than that. But I think if I go to colder weather, I think the pressure will stop. It'll slow down. What did I think? If they remove the implants, my bones will will be so brittle that I won't even be able. But I don't care. I know my heart's gonna collapse. I've tried to read a little bit, but it's best you don't know. But they have a database of the people that have seen me, like Dr. Agron's associates, people that have known me. I've done a lot. I was going to school at Rio Hondo to be a firefighter when I came out here, and I was doing pretty good. But it just always seemed I got sick. And I worked at Miss Kitty's for 5 years, off and on. So I've always worked, and I took care of patients for Doc, many. So at one time I was very functioning, and now it's like people don't even want to even let me do anything. So my lungs are getting weak, and I'm not doing well. And so I just wanted to the story. They want to put out a story about me, and I've done a GoFundMe twice, and nobody's even donated a dime, and I have 331 friends on Facebook, and they all watched, and nobody cared. My mom's been watching, lurking, and never even... She bowed out as soon as they found out I was sick. The reason why the silicone started migrating so bad is I came in contact with some lye, and that's another story. But the lye, I was exposed to it, and it migrated up my legs to my implants, and it started disintegrating them. It takes 11 years for a lye to get out of your system. The Monrovia Police Department and everybody know me, and from here to Pomona to Santa Fe Springs, there's many people that know me. And my dog, my service dog, Maestro. So they'll all tell you that I'm not a bad person. I'm always trying to be happy. But when somebody puts a life expectancy on you, I would have rather not been told anything, because the only person that makes me happy is Rabio. I love him very much. He treats me very good. And the only dream I ever have is he's building his woodworking business. He just started it. But he's busting. I've never seen this man work so hard. Everybody's told me that this man truly loves me. But unfortunately, he only makes so much money a month, and it's not much. And it won't be enough to take care of us both. And it's killing him. It's killing him because he loves me, and he didn't know. He didn't know because I was posting good Facebook pages. I mean, I looked really good and stuff. And because I saw him again, I just wanted to be with him so bad. And considering MS, it messes with your central nervous system. My nerves are shot. And the longer I stay away from him, the harder it's going to be. So they want to start raising money. So maybe I'll have some kind of happiness before my birthday, but I don't think so. I don't even want to think about it. I'll end up staying here and I'll never see him again. And I have to accept that. Because I don't believe anybody's going to help me. Even, I don't care. I just know it. I've been going through this for 8 years and no one has helped me. So people throw me out of their house because they think they're going to get it. It's too much on people because it goes on and on and on and on and on and on, and it never stops. So, Mindy, I love you, and I wish I could see the grandbabies. I wish I could. Most I miss my sister Debbie. She's out in Wyoming because she took care of me growing up. And I really, really don't deserve to be abandoned from my mother, my birth mother, to just automatically, as soon as I didn't make any more money or I couldn't give you anything anymore, you were just as bad as the men that were in my life, because you were if I didn't give you money, you had to get your hand out too, $2,000 or $3,000 a pop to watch my kids. I don't think I would never ask my kid to give me $2,000 or $3,000 to take them. So, oh well, that's okay. I'm glad Doc didn't give you any money when you asked him. So, So that's all you see is a dollar sign, just like them. Scorpios, or you're a Scorpio. It doesn't matter, I still love you, but you never did love me. My sister did. My sister raised me. So, you always thought I was a weak soul. You always thought I was... But you know what? I showed you I worked 16 years as a showgirl. So I got out there and did it, and I performed every night, and I loved every bit of it. So would I do it again? Yeah. So as long as I was never around you to destroy my brain and my heart, because I did a lot of things for people. I helped a lot of people, even sick or not. I went and served food, during Thanksgiving, and to the homeless. I did everything, and I never thought I was any more or any better than anybody else. So, and this poor man where I'm staying at right now, he has cancer, and it's tearing on him. It's wearing on him. And when I first came here, he was happy. He was doing really well. And now my illness is affecting his, and his is affecting mine. So I stay separated from him. And there's 8 people, and it's bothering the people that are here. It's wearing on everyone. It's like, it's chaos. It's a chaos environment. And it's not fair for a man that is passing away for another person to take up their livelihood. He does get out. He goes and does things, and I don't even get to leave. So I'm confined because I can't handle the sounds. I can't handle being around loud noises. And my heart has cardiac arrhythmias all the time. So I'm stressed out because I want to be with somebody, and I don't want to die, not ever getting to see this man again. He treats me so good. I've never been treated so sweet and so beautiful. He's a perfect man for me. If you want to look him up, his name's Robert Fanilo. Rabio's Woodworking. He's a very, very good man on Facebook. But you might want to buy some of his wood, and support him, because the man's trying very hard, as much as possible, to do his art, just to make some money. So, anyways, That's my story. They want me to put my story up and tell you, but why even ask for money? Because there isn't any money why would people give me money because I put implants in me? So